the hit though. Maggie got the hit though.
So I'm a YouTuber now. Crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Like, if you had told me even 3 months ago that I was going to be doing YouTube, I would have laughed in your face. Because, I would have laughed in your face, honestly. Because I could have never pictured myself say, welcome back to my channel. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is too much for me. This is really too much for me. But God really knows how to keep things interesting. He knows how to spice things up. Cause here we are. We're on YouTube. So, without wasting much time, without going further, I'd like to welcome y'all to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tadiwa Chizizi. I come from Zimbabwe. I am currently based in Germany, 21 years old, and I'm studying aviation management, which is quite interesting. Like I said, interesting things going on, but yeah. So like I said before, I never really pictured myself doing YouTube. And me being here right now is probably one of those, like, there was really a bunch of external forces that got me here. And I mean, you can see from the name of the channel, The Gospel Hooper, which I'm gonna break down in a bit. But yeah, pretty much I was uploading videos on Instagram TV, talking about God, talking about, Jesus, like having a relationship with him and all of that. And yeah, it was just one of those. I would do it every once in a while whenever I got that slight push from God. That's when I would do it. But I never really pictured being here like this and doing this. I mean, like, I was probably more frequent with the basketball videos. But yeah, let's get into the name. Let's break down the name. And, you'd have a clearer picture of why I'm here and why I want you to be here as well. So the first part, the gospel. The gospel literally means good news. And the gospel is pretty much talking about Jesus Christ, how he was born to this earth to save you, me, and the whole of humanity from sin, how he came so that we can have a direct connection and a direct path to God. So all of that is found in the Bible, and sharing stories about that or talking about that is referred to as the gospel. So that is pretty much the first part of the name. And it's one of those things that it's really difficult, especially in today's society, being upfront and being open about, speaking about God and the gospel and talking about Jesus and all of that, because of, just how far a lot of people have strayed from God. And, it's one of those things, like the Bible says that, the further you go away from God, the harder your heart becomes. So, like, when you hear about certain things, you're not so open to listening or to actually giving certain things a chance to get inside your heart and hopefully change how you look at life and how you live your life. But what I'm hoping to do with this is just to help people understand better life, to help people understand God better, and just to give them an insight into pretty much what it is to be a Christian, what it is to follow God, and what He wants for your life. And it's really one of those things that, you know, there's like church and everything, and like a lot of pastors and everything, but for me, I feel very compelled to do it as well. And it's out of love that I'm doing this, because I know all of these things. Like, God has, given me insight into all of these things, and it'll be very selfish for me to just keep these things to myself. It's explained best. I saw this video. This girl called China McClain. She was like Disney star. She explained this in the best way using, she called it snake in the grass analogy. Like, let's look at it like this, right? Let's say you come over to visit me at my house, right? And like, I have a huge yard and everything, like grass, flowers, all of that stuff. So we chilling inside the house, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go turn on the sprinklers outside. I'm gonna be right back. And then I go outside, and then I see a snake. And I'm like, oh, that's a snake. So I head back inside, and then I sit down. And then you're like, oh, you were outside. I'm gonna go outside real quick. I just wanna grab, some fresh air. I just wanna, go outside for a bit. And then I let you go outside where there's a snake, and I don't say anything. But like, I just let you walk on outside. Then you go outside and you get bitten by a snake. And then now you come back inside and you cry and you're like, I just got bit by a snake. I didn't know there was a snake. And I was like, oh yeah, there was a snake outside. I saw it. And you're gonna be like to me, like, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you warn me about the snake? Like, what is wrong with you? And it's the same thing right now when it comes to this thing about religion, when it comes to this thing about God, that I'm trying to warn you about the snake that's in the grass, about living life a certain way and living life without God. And it's all because of love. It's all because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get bitten by the snake. I want you to get the most out of life, and I want you to be happy. I want you to be safe. So once you understand where I'm coming from, hopefully when you are receiving the message that comes from this channel, you're more willing to open up your heart and look past everything else and just start from there, because it's hard trying to help someone when they feel like they don't need your help, but they don't know the full equation. Like, if you really want to go outside, it's hard to stop you from going outside unless, there's a snake. But then if you know there's a snake, if you know there's a snake outside, then it's easier for you to make that decision not to go outside. But at the end of the day, it's still your decision to make. But it's not one of those, I would have done my part and the decision was now in your hands. But at least you had the right information that can potentially save your life. So it's really one of those things, and it even says so in the Bible. And I want you to really take note of this, because it says this in the book of John chapter 3, that when Jesus was sent into the world, he was not sent to condemn anyone, but he was sent for you to be saved. So don't feel attacked. Don't try hold on to your sin or anything, because it's not like I'm here to point out that, oh, you do this, you're a bad person. Jesus didn't come here to be like, you're a bad person, you're a bad person, you're a bad person. But it's one of those things that we trying to help each other to grow. We're trying to help each other to live life in a way that pleases God. We're trying to help each other to be saved from all of these things. So, yeah, as far as the first part of the name goes, I think that's the best way to kind of sum it up. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm looking forward to spreading the gospel. I'm looking forward to speaking on more of these things to y'all, because this is stuff that has changed my life. It's so much easier to speak on stuff when you've lived life in one particular way, and then you've seen the light, and then now you walking in a whole different way. And that's what this is. Like, I'm not speaking as someone who's grown up perfect, but I'm speaking as someone who's been through some stuff. And I'm just trying to help you not get bitten by the snake in the grass. And then as far as the last part of the name, Hooper, the gospel hooper. Hooper is a term. It's like a slang amongst basketball players. Like, you play basketball? All right, cool, you're a basketball player. Or you play basketball. You a hooper. Like, you can hoop. And it's one of those things. Like, for those of you who know me, you know how basketball is pretty much my life. It's been that way for a very long time. I have a very strong love for the game. I played a lot in high school. I played club when I was back in Zimbabwe. And yeah, now I'm here, and it's a whole new journey. I never really thought I would be in this position, because it was one of those things that, growing up, everyone has a dream, and they're like, yeah, I really want to do this. And then the older you get, you're like, I doubt. Because life starts hitting. When life starts hitting and like stuff starts getting real. Yeah. Life started getting real. But to my surprise, I started seeing a path that I can take. And, I feel like God is going to be working with me as I walk through that path. And, this is something that I really love. And, talking about God is something that I also really love. And it's something that has become a part of me way more than basketball. But basketball's still there. Don't get me twisted. Basketball's still there. So I was thinking of combining the two things that pretty much make up my life. God and basketball, and putting that in front for you to see. And I think it's gonna be pretty interesting, because basketball here in Germany, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff to watch. I'm gonna try make as much content as possible for both. It's gonna be a lot of editing. It's gonna be like, how do y'all do this YouTube thing? Like, are there people you can pay to do the YouTube thing for you? Cause if that is an option, like, let me know now, and I'm gonna do that. Cause just the thought of having to do all of this by myself, I'm already sick to my stomach, man. I'm already. But anyway, we're gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna try to get you guys to see, like, really get a huge insight into me, my basketball career, my journey, and all of that. The behind the scenes, the matches, practice, the all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm gonna just try and make it interesting for y'all. So it's gonna be, oh yeah, and I'm also gonna talk about how the two also come together, and it can also be very motivational. Like how you have to take what you're passionate about in life and put that into God's hands and see how the two come together, because that right there is like the cheat code to life. When you have something that you're passionate about, and then you put that into God's hand and you let Him work for you, work through you, because He's the one who gives you all the talents, gifts, abilities that you have. So yeah, but like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good journey. I hope y'all enjoy. This is the part where I say subscribe to my channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Gospel Hooper. And be sure to like and comment. And yeah, this going. All right, y'all. Lots of love. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna just end it right here. There's no good way of ending a YouTube video, right? Like, it's getting awkward now because like I'm just ranting and like you're still here and you're still watching. Like,
Hands are hurt from ground is babe. But they wanna see me fall. I'm standing tall, you can't see me fail. If I knew what I know now, things wouldn't be this way. If I knew how we go down.